All right, are you able to see this? Awesome. So briefly, I'm going to go through a good bit of our programming. I'll start with our in-school and after-school programming. Our Soccer for Success program. Sorry about that. Proven to help children's lives. We want to boost their physical and health and build social confidence and strengthen, the emotional well-being. We do things not only through the after-school in-school program, but we have mini pitches as well too. Hence our Safe Places to Play program. We have that as well too. Not going to dive too deep into that because it's a whole different department, but we do provide safe places to play. We look through our data, and between the times between 3 and 6 p.m., kids are getting in trouble the most around that time. And so, through the Mini Pitch Initiative, specifically through our after-school programming, that's my role within the company. I didn't even start with introductions. I'll even circle back on that. T. Roberts, Associate One in the Programs Department, specifically on the East Side. So we have an East and West Department, east of the Mississippi and west of the Mississippi. I'm on the East Side here, located in Charlotte, North Carolina. So one of my main roles is to outreach and connect with programs and organizations like yourself and bring some of our programming, like our after school programming, to you guys as well too. So kind of back to the after school program. So as you see here, this is probably on our end our most expensive program because we do all these programs for free. We do provide grant opportunities through our after school programming as well too. Essentially, we want to create better outcomes in children's lives through emotional and social well-being as well too through our curriculum. We don't necessarily come in and be like, hey, you have to use our foundation members. We don't have members that go into your organization. It's more so we train you guys through our curriculums and better equip you guys with the knowledge to better affect your kids as well. And yes, we are the U.S. Soccer Foundation, but this is actually for all kids and all sports as well too. We want to, provide. We're actually partnered with the National Shape Health Organization as well too with our curriculum. So we want to make sure kids are healthy, kids are in safe places to play, kids are active, and kids understand about the game of soccer as well too. We use the game of soccer to better connect to kids like a tool more so than telling kids that they have to be better soccer players, if that makes sense as well. So as you see here, it's a 7-hour training through our after school program. I'll share another flyer, kind of dive into it a little bit deeper as well too. Through our after school program, this is a 12-week season normally for us as well too. As you see, 3 days per week, 60 to 90. It says 60 to 90 because it's up to you guys in your organization. It can be 60 or 90 minutes. So it says 12 weeks, but it can be 10 to 12 weeks as well too. 3 days per week normally, and these are our core components: physical activity. As you see, Soccer for Success helps participants achieve the recommended 60 minutes, health and wellness through the National Shape Organization as well too. Mentorship, and that's a key aspect, and I'm going to dive into that a little bit later as well too. Yes, like I said, we are the Soccer Foundation, but this is for all sports and all coaches because all coaches and including parents can be better mentors for their kids as well too. So through, as you see here, it says a 7-hour training, and we provide lunch. Through the training, we also do mentorship training as well too to better impact the kids' lives. So we teach acronyms like Q-tip, quit taking it personal, especially for coaches, right? A lot of times kids sometimes are coming out with, extra baggage from outside environments, maybe divorced parents, maybe food deserts in the area. Maybe they didn't eat, lunch or dinner before coming to you guys. So sometimes they might be a little bit more emotional. So how do we kind of manage the situation? It's not necessarily sometimes that they're directing the anger towards us as coaches. So we say Q-tip, quit taking it personal, take a deep breath, understand the situation, and realize that the kid is just a kid. And, can we help them work through their emotional situation right now? Community engagement, provide coach mentors with tools to engage families and community members, encourage them to actively participate in building a healthy community. And safe spaces, like I mentioned earlier, through the mini pitches, but not just through the mini pitches. You can do this after school program at any location. So like an elementary school, middle school, some kind of safe space for kids to kind of do the after school program and feel comfortable in their environment as well too. As you see, as I scroll down a little bit more, we do provide, it says low cost, but we do provide free equipment, free soccer balls, free goals, free background checks as well too. The only cost on an organization's end would be to get their own copy of insurance. And we do provide like an MOU so we can get the agreement in place. And the only thing with the agreement we ask for like is the number of kids and number of coaches that will be participating in the season as well too. And then as you see, some proven outcomes below, 88% of participants work better on a team. 86 are participants stay away from antisocial behavior. 83 of participants improve health outcomes, and 81 participants feel better about their futures. And essentially, you guys who we do train who are involved with the after school program have a chance to impact kids' lives and change their livelihood because most kids don't even have a mentor. So through the sport, you guys have a chance to be their mentor and their coach as well too. The difference between after school and in school is for the PE teachers. So we do also educate PE teachers here in Charlotte, North Carolina. We just did an 80 teacher school training with 80 different PE teachers across the school district, the CMS school district. So, we're teaching you guys how to go through the drills. And again, it's not necessarily how to, make these PE teachers better soccer coaches. It's more so using the game of soccer to better impact the kids. And so most PE teachers never even played soccer, right? Most PE teachers, when I was growing up, do dodgeball most of the time too. So it's not saying we can't do dodgeball anymore, but it's more so giving you guys more options other than dodgeball and using the game of soccer as a tool to better impact these kids too. So for example, when we did this in Charlotte, you might be dribbling through some cones as PE teachers, but then we stop and be like, hey, Johnny and Sarah might not be as confident in communicating in their classes, right? Can they lead the sessions? Can you have them call for the ball before they're passing? Giving these kids better quality and better traits to impact their lives and make them more confident, kids as well too, and not just having them go through soccer drills. It's more so better equipping them with life skills to be better community members as well too. And let's say there's a soccer player who's, an expert in his realm. Okay, well, he thinks he's an expert. Let him lead the drills and let him try to be the, the leader of their environment, and then kind of humble him in the places, realize he doesn't know everything as well in that moment as well too, in a great way, but also highlighting the impact that we can all learn from each other as well too. So before I continue, any questions on our after school program, before or after school programming? All right. Just one, I can't really share this, but I'm going to dive into just what a curriculum would look like. So as soon as you come to the training, you get 150 plus curriculums right on your phone. Yes, you see week 1 through 12, there's different dribbling and teaching points, but the most important thing is that we always emphasize a life skill teaching point. So if you see week 1's respect, sportsmanship, courage, goal setting. So again, it's not just using the soccer curriculums to better equip you guys with better soccer skills. We want to impact these kids' lives through life skill teaching points. And as I go through and scroll down a little bit further, we get to day 1, week 1. Yes, there's some drills here. Follow the leader. For example, these are more primarily for elementary kids. Middle school is the oldest age range as well too, and that's what we focus on. But the most important thing is you see week 1, day 1 practice day. There's always a life skill teaching point. So literally on the first day, you're teaching them respect. So you'll bring the kids in, teach them, examples of certain teams, create team codes, set rules. And a lot of times you're letting the kids create the team codes, letting the kids set the rules. So they are the leaders in that environment. They understand each day they come in, this is what we do. This is the examples that we're setting. And so they can come in each day having a mindset. Let's say they don't, they kind of break the rules. Well, they're breaking their own rules, not the rules that is coming from you guys as the authority. But again, these kids are setting the rules, so they should have a better understanding of what they want to see each day and day in from the training drills as well too. Scrolling down a little bit further, one of our most important aspects is we do also provide a just ball program. So this is a unique pickup style for middle school and high school kids as well too. And I will say the difference between just ball programming is that this is in specific locations where this is fully sponsored through Adidas. We're with Adidas, that's our main sponsor as well too. And so right now we only do this in New York, LA, Atlanta, Miami, Houston's coming, and since in Chicago's coming as well too. So if you're in any of those markets, we would love to bring this to you guys as well. But essentially, again, kids are always looking for, pickup style options to play soccer, not just like a structured environment, like an after school program. Sometimes, again, on the weekends, kids don't have anything to do, and sometimes they get in trouble on the weekends as well. So a lot of programs do this on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. And they say that you want to do this for like an hour or two. They'll come together at this location. As you see, it says 3 hours, come together for those 3 hours and to just have fun. Let the kids set the rules, 7 aside, sometimes 5v5, and let them play for 3 hours straight and get the energy out. Again, you're providing safe places to play. Our whole mission at the U.S. Soccer Foundation is to help underserved communities and underserved resource organizations as well too. This is why we provide a lot of free opportunities and free programming. We, thankfully through Adidas, through some grant funding, we're able to provide this, but that's our whole mission from our CEO down, is to change the landscape of soccer in America from the pay-to-play system to provide some more resources to organizations and help kids feel safe in their environment and make them be better community members as well too. One of the main aspects that we also touch on is our coach mentorship training. And I'm gonna dive into, we actually have 4. We just started this one this spring called Addressing Challenging Behaviors. I'll share my screen on that as well too in a second. but I wanted to dive into our coach mentorship training. So our blueprint training here, as you can see, is our main foundational training. This is where we want to create, again, physical, social, and emotional well-being through youth. So when it comes to our coach mentorship training, this can be done in person or online. This is, let's say, different than the after-school program where you're, committed for 12 weeks, going through the drills and teaching them after school, let's say between 3 to 6 p.m. This is more of your classroom style teaching. Yes, you might be in a classroom, but it's not just like you listen to us for 2 hours. You see 2 hours training where we're going to do a lot of breakout rooms, a lot of group activities, because everyone can learn from each other. And again, yes, we're this U.S. Soccer Foundation, but this is for all coaches because all coaches can be better mentors for the kids. We blend the coach aspect and the mentor aspect because coaches are hyper focused on the tactical, technical, strategies to win all the time. But quick little 401 of my background is actually a professional athlete for the last 11 years in soccer, and I just retired about a year and a half ago. And I can tell you from my own experiences, the coaches that we all love are the ones that dive deeper into us and connect with us on a deeper level. So that's where we blend the mentorship aspect as well too, and that's why you see coach mentorship. So like I said, coaches are hyper focused on the drills and the winning, but mentors create everlasting impact in kids' lives. And so this is what we do, and this is what we train and teach as well too, from not just, as you see, the social emotional well-being, but from the Q-TIP acronym, from creating a house is what our reference is. So starting with the foundation and the pillars and the roof, coming in from preseason, understanding who the kids are, their family, their environments, making their connections with them on a deeper level. So as the season progresses, let's say the kid, hits a funk in the season where mentally he's might be upset or guys might be losing in your season, is how do you get the kids out of a funk and out of a run a little bit as well too? And this is where the mentorship aspect comes. Sometimes you might think, oh, I have to bench the kid and he's not performing well, but honestly, it's really maybe something going on at the house. Maybe a relationship happened where they broke up with his girlfriend or boyfriend or something like that, right? And it's like, that is affecting the kid's performance as well too. So instead of punishing them, can you get to know them on a deeper level? So this is what we blend the mentorship aspect with as well too. Expanding your blueprint dives a little bit deeper. We don't want to leave you guys stranded. We have 4 different trainings, like I said. This is the advanced level of the blueprint as well, the 2.0 version. So diving into some more advanced strategies from deepen participants' ability to foster meaningful connection with the youth. The Count Her In training is a female-specific training. Girls are quitting the sport by the age of 13. We've looked through our data as well too, not just girls, but kids in general, especially through social media, are quitting at a very young age. So with the Count Her In specifically, it teaches ways to recruit girls, retain girls, and keep girls within your organization as well too, and communicate better with girls. There's a lot of males in female industries as well. So we help better communicate and teach you that skills to communicate with girls as well too, which is very important. Like I mentioned, girls are quitting by a young age too. And so just to dive a little bit deeper, the cool thing about our coach mentorship training is just 2 hours in person, but this can actually be done virtually as well too. And even virtually, you're not just going to be listening to us, doing a boring lecture for 2 hours. We actually do a lot of breakout rooms, 4 to 5 different breakout rooms, because everybody can learn from each other as well and share different ideas and topics. One of the most important things is everyone who participates gets a coach mentorship certificate of completion that they can use as a resume builder. Right now, the climate's kind of changing from, the coaching tactics to more, like I said, the mentorship approach. So to have this on your resume speaks volumes for organizations, showing that you're not just a coach that's qualified, but you're also a mentor that can affect kids' lives, which is very important as well too. So honestly, to secure this is free. All 3 of them are free. We actually have one more I'm going to share my screen on as well too. Sorry, I have to stop it real quick, but I wanted to just share one more that we just started this spring. Are you able to see this as well too? Awesome. We just started this one here in the upper left-hand corner called Addressing Challenging Behaviors with Empathy. Everything we do from the United Soccer Foundation is from an empathetic approach. So as I mentioned kind of earlier, not just dealing with your situations from, an authoritative perspective where if they're not performing, they're benched, if not performing, you got to make them run harder. But coming with them through empathy. Sometimes it's getting down on one knee, getting down to the kids' faces and understanding who they are as male or female, understanding their parents, their kids, their environment. Again, the family affects a lot of what they're doing on the field as well too. Outside circumstances, unfortunately, sometimes the climate of the world can affect, certain religions of a family as well too. That's impacting the kids' livelihood. So understanding their environment from an empathetic approach is what we teach at the foundation, and use this. And so we provide all 4 of these trainings because we don't want to just do one training and be done with you guys. We want to build an everlasting partnership with you. So it's something where we could start, with one a month, could be each quarter, whatever you guys see fit. But these are all free trainings. The only difference between addressing challenging behavior is that this has to be done in person. All other 3 can be done virtually as well too, but the addressing challenging behaviors has to be done in person because we do a lot of activities that's just a lot more beneficial in person than it is virtually as well too. But kind of going back to my original message with the coach mentorship training, like I said, you do get a certificate of completion, and this is all free of cost as well too. So kind of to secure these coach mentorship training for all 4, all we would need is a date, time, location, address, either virtual or in person. And since it is free, the only thing that we do ask is that we at least have 30 attendees. And when I say attendees, this could be front office, could be all the coaches, could be even parents. Parents could be better mentors for their kids as well too. So, we also encourage you guys to be the catalyst of your community. This is a rare time where we'll create marketing materials for you. Well, you can put this on your website. You can put this on your social media. Be like, hey, we're partnering with the U.S. Soccer Foundation at this time, this location. We're hosting a free coach mentorship training. Come join us, and you can invite other organizations in your area underneath your umbrella as well too. So not just doing this for yourself, but all other organizations can be better mentors for your community as well too. So yeah, wanted to dive into a bunch of our free programming. Thank you guys for your time. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask away.
Love it. Thank you so much. It's a lot. So it's I want to just kind of clarify and kind of spit back what I heard. It's a turnkey program offered by the United Soccer Foundation to communities throughout this country. Are you in communities throughout the country? Okay. And so a partner organization on the ground here in Kansas City would work with your team to plan an event where we would gather kids and you would administer the program that you just showed us. Is that correct?
Correct. When it comes to, honestly, for both, especially for, let's say, after school program, we could even, combine a few elementary schools together. We're partnered with YMCAs as well too. If you wanted to do, YMCA and elementary school, that works too, but we just need a central location that all the kids will do the after school programming on. Same thing for the mentorship. We can all do this under one umbrella. If you want to do it in person, they can all come to your, location, your classroom. If you want to do it virtual, you can invite other organizations as well too.
Okay. So if we have a relationship here on the ground with a facility and we want to do a program after school, or we have a relationship with a school district or an elementary school, whatever, where do the coaches and the trainer and the teachers come from? Where do we get that? How does that relationship work?
Well, that comes from you guys. Honestly, we're all across the country. We're not, too tapped in to say Kansas City, for example. We'd reach out to you guys and we'd ask you guys how many coaches and kids you think would be participating in the organization. But essentially, you would probably do some outreach to elementary schools or YMCAs or, just some local organizations.
Are they volunteer coaches, or
they can be volunteer? They get paid. This is why I was saying earlier, this is our most expensive programming, because we do give grant funding. So essentially, the more kids you have, the more and coaches, the more dollars we'll give you as well too. So we know time is money. We don't want to do this and just leave you guys stranded. So they will get paid for this. It's just more so up to you guys to kind of give us the numbers on the number of kids and coaches that we participate in.
So we have probably the most connected soccer coach in the city, Nick Garcia, on the call, and he has a whole league that he runs, Brookside Soccer. I think he's up to. Are you at 4,500 kids, Nick?
3,300, and I will be able to come online here and talk in about 120 seconds. So you keep talking, Brother Bill.
Okay, so so he's got a relationship with Parks and Rec. He's got fields. He's got kids. He's got coaches. He's got what he needs. He's a 501c3. He submits a grant to the U.S. Soccer Foundation to get grant money to fund an after-school program in partnership with, say, someone like ShareWaves. And we put that together and you guys help us use your curriculum to deliver the holistic development model that you guys have proven out works. Is that kind of how scenarios work across the country?
Kind of, yeah. So I will send you, and I think I sent that to you, Natalie, a bit ago, but I'll send you a blank MOU and a COI, and you'd fill that information out and send that back to us. Essentially, we just need a number of kids and coaches that are going to be participating. That's the biggest thing. And then for the COI, you would just need your own copy of insurance. Once we get that, we can start onboarding you. You guys would be, I believe you're west of the Mississippi, so you guys would be a part of the West Department as well, too. So I'll connect you guys with the West team, and they'll be your full-on partner kind of going forward. And
I think I'd be interested in learning more and more about it, because it sounds like it's like what, some of the things that you run into when you're trying to administer, connections to kids is, what are we actually going to teach them? What is the curriculum? Like, what is not, it's not so much the skills and drills development, because, you can, I've been a dad coach, for 10, 12 years. I learned how to do sharks and minnows and had fun with kids and play Simon Says and all that stuff. But it's really this other social emotional piece that I think is the bedrock of what you guys are offering. What's a typical grant look like to a 501c3 organization? What does it typically look like?
it ranges, honestly, like, again, based on the number of kids. Let's say you only have 100 kids in your curriculum, but it sounds like you have a lot of kids, over 3,300. If it's up to 3,300, I'll be honest, it's probably like a 4 to 5 figure amount that we give you, probably a 5-figure amount.
So you're not afraid of doing a ton of kids? I mean, that's your
No,
goal.
but the biggest thing is that we want to make sure this is a long-lasting partnership. So we wouldn't just want to do this for one fall season and be done. We want this for 26 fall, 27 spring, ideally 27 fall, 28 spring.
Sure.
Continue our partnership with that.
Okay. I love that. So Nick's about ready to speak, I'm sure. He's probably has a lot of questions, more pointed questions than I do. He might have relationships with other groups. He might think that he already has something like this in place. I don't even know, but it seems like a pretty unique opportunity for us. Robin, I don't know if you have anything, but
I've got a couple, Bill.
Okay,
that I wrote
great,
down when he was talking.
I'm sorry.
When he met with Pete and I, he shared a little about the time frame that they're looking to sign up partner organizations. So maybe you could share about that.
Yes. So right now, the ideal time would be after July 1st. And so, I mean, the school year is pretty much wrapping up for most school teachers anyways. Our fiscal calendar goes from July 1st to July 1st, not January 1st to January 1st. So we're in Q4 right now, getting ready to wrap up our fiscal year. So after July 1st, we'll have a better idea on the funding that we'll have for you guys as well, too. So it's honestly kind of works in the favor where you have time right now to get together the numbers you're going to have, coaches that you're going to have that is going to be a part of the season. Have some time to get your COI together as well, too. And then come after July 1st, we'll be able to have a better idea how much money we can give you and start your programming as well, too. Then we would send national facilitators to come to your organization, train you guys in person, go through some of the drills, go through the curriculum that we do. So, like, yes, it is a full day, but again, we don't want to leave you guys stranded and have a good idea on what we do. And then from there, you'll be ready to start your season. You're on mute too, Bill.
Robin, I was saying, I don't know about you, but it sounds like something we could take to the KC 2026 board of substance that would say, this is the type of program and there's players around the country, this is a U.S. Soccer Foundation has a plan, and this is what legacy could look like in Kansas City if, not only with this funding, but more. I don't know what your thoughts are, but.
Yeah, my first thought is, you mentioned the YMCA a couple times. Do you have any, Boys and Girls Club is pretty strong here. Do you have any existing partnerships with the Boys and Girls Clubs?
Oh yeah, Boys and Girls Club, Mercer County, YMCA South Florida. We're partnered with some of the biggest YMCAs across the country and Boys and Girls Clubs. I was actually at the Boys and Girls Club National Convention here in Charlotte last Friday. Yeah, I just talked to and did a presentation to a bunch of Boys and Girls Club organizations as well too. So definitely,
that's a great thought.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Robin, do you think it would be best if I introduce the topic to Waymond and like Kaysen at the Y, or just should I send their contact information to you directly?
I think we should talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think we should. We can bring them together and take what we get from Mr. Robertson and show it to them, and work in a collaborative kind of offering.
Okay.
Do you
Yeah.
still
That's
have
my
Natalie?
gut. That's that.
Go ahead.
Say what? You? What?
No, go ahead.
No, that was it.
I was just gonna say, do you still have all the flyers, MOU and COI that I sent previously?
I just emailed them to
Alright,
Bill, so
perfect.
he had them in front of him. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The only other thing I was going to say is, as you probably know, schools are great opportunities to reach a lot of kids. They're hard to get into. I'm just trying to think. Katie, who is on the call, helps support our school sector. No, wait a minute. You don't anymore. Kelly does.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, go ahead,
Kelly,
Natalie.
when she went to the Shape America conference, she met one of your coworkers,
Yeah.
and they said they
Yeah.
were doing a training in KCK schools. So I'm assuming like Christine might be able to help us explain what that process was like for her school district to make it easier
Yeah,
to share with
they
other school
have
districts.
the KCK school district has a relationship with a different organization already that is licensed, kind of accredited to deliver soccer to their kids. I had Alan Jones at KCK Elementary School last week doing a soccer clinic, and we kind of got in trouble, and Christine and I had to have a conversation about it. And we're just trying to help kids, right? We're just but they were like, what are you doing here? We have this relationship with this other soccer group. I'm not sure. I think it's she told me what it was, but I do think there are the fields are plentiful. Like there are multiple opportunities with something like this. The question is I have really is, what do you guys, what is, we didn't really hear a lot about the U.S. Soccer Foundation's mission, vision, what you're trying to get accomplished, what you get out of these kinds of things. Obviously, more kids means more data, means more, more clarity on what it is that we're doing for our kids. But it seems almost too good to be true a little bit. So my mom told me every time something seems too good to be true, it probably is.
That's what most people think when it comes to this free, resources. But honestly, we're fully funded with Adidas. We just want to impact and change kids' lives. We've been doing this with a bunch of MLS organizations. We're tapped in. I've been trying to reach out to Kansas City, Sporting KC directly themselves, but Red Bulls, our strongest one, NYCFC on the East Coast, DC United kind of thing. But nah, my man, we've been doing this for some decades now too. I'll be honest with you. So.
Okay. Well, this is good. I appreciate you taking time. You said you're kind of affiliated with Adidas. Do you know anything about the Adidas Beyond Sports grants that they were going to put out to host cities?
For the World Cup?
Yeah.
Not too in depth. So we do, at each World Cup site, we do what we call it a big Unity Cup through Adidas. We just did one in Miami with Inter Miami and some of the organizations down there last weekend. We're going up to New York June 6th to do it with Adidas again too. So that's a little bit separate through us, but specifically through our after school program, and Adidas helps fund that.
I mean, we applied for an Adidas grant through that program that Beyond Sports put together, and we haven't heard anything. So I just wondered if you knew. They haven't. I don't think they've responded to anyone yet, but I just wondered. So, but that's separate. All right.
I have one more question.
Nick, go ahead. I think Nick had some questions.
Go ahead, Natalie. I've got a mini.
No, you can go ahead, Nick. It's more important. I think he answers your questions.
So Hugh, I appreciate the time. Former professional player as well, grew up in Dallas. I'll give you my elevator speech here in 60 seconds. So grew up in Dallas, went to school at Indiana, got drafted in 2000, played in the league for 11 years, represented the U.S. youth national team, full team, and call Kansas City home base. So I'm the executive director now at a not-for-profit club that's been around for 50 years. And we see 3,300 kids a season, grassroots from pre-K all the way up to high school, 400 volunteer coaches. We represent 2 states in Kansas and Missouri. We represent over 100 zip codes and over 200 schools. I too have experience in Soccer for Success, as I helped to pilot a program here in Kansas City 16 years ago with Matty Rhodes. So I'm familiar with the costs. They have a 6-figure budget. I am familiar with what this takes, and you're 100% right. The devil is in the details, and as Bill mentioned, it is a turnkey operation, but they give the support, Bill. It is up to organizations in the community to do the heavy lifting with coaches. So in saying that, I have a litany of questions here for you, Hugh, and don't take these as being arrogant, but just being very direct. And like Bill said, right, it is not too good to be true. The data is what I think U.S. Soccer wants. So just kind of bear with me here and answer these as you please. What is the expectation and experience on attendance?
So we expect, I wouldn't say 100%, at least 80% of attendance. So if you're giving us your MOU and say, you're having 3K worth of kids when we do our end of season reporting, we would ask for at least close to 80 to 90% of those are still fulfilling that, or even more than that, with more the merrier kind of thing as well too. But kind of being accurate and true to the MOU that you guys provide on that.
Okay, sounds good. I love the just ball component. I think one thing that Bill said we do have here in Kansas City are a lot of fields. Kansas City has the second most parks in the country outside of New York City and Central Park, right? So we do have the fields. We operate out of Swope Park, where Sporting second team trains, where England will be here for the World Cup. But those fields are very expensive. They're very nice. And we as a not-for-profit, subsidize a lot of that cost, right? So it's been my experience that when the Soccer for Success is most successful is when it's taking soccer to the people. Would you agree?
I would agree with that. And again, we're trying to expand into other sports as well too, so they all can be mentors. But you're right with that.
So my question then becomes, right? I mean, people see this, fancy, artificial turf surface. They perceive it as kind of the creme de la creme. But I think in reality, for some of this programming to take place, or at least in all of my experience, I have never seen soccer at a park like Swope where you engage people there, right? Like I said, it's taking soccer to the masses, to a school, to a park, collaborating with multiple schools. So my initial thought on this just ball piece, right? And Sporting, we were part of the Sporting Network. Sporting does not play nice with us, right? And we have to pay for every hour out there on the field. So what I would probably challenge this group is, how can you spread things to the masses, both at public schools and public parks, to reach the most, right? Because a lot of the dollars, or some of the dollars, may be allocated for paying for fields. Obviously, the best is to maybe get it for free. And Bill and team, maybe that's a conversation where we go to Parks and Rec and to the mayor and to the city and say, hey, we need access to Swope, 1 or 2 or 6 hours a week, whatever it is. So just kind of put that in the back of your mind. When you talk about the coaching mentorship piece, I love the fact that you guys cover the cost. When you talk about licensing, is that through U.S. Soccer? Is that through United Soccer Coaches? Is it a combination thereof? And what kind of a licensing is it?
It's through the foundation, but this isn't like an A, B, C, or D licensing. This is a certificate of completion. So more so a certificate than it is licensing. The licensing, you're going through the tactics, the technicals, the drills, the technicalities on that. We're more so teaching it from a mentorship approach. And again, this is free programming, but more so you're getting a certificate of completion that you can use as a resident builder. And just a quick note too on the Just Ball, we haven't expanded to Kansas City yet. It's in the works, but that's something that we couldn't right now bring that to you guys, but you can, like I said, do the after school program on those public parks, as long as it's more so a central location that all the organizations can feel comfortable to get to.
Okay, makes sense and awesome. When you talk about the licensing, could we upgrade that to a grassroots official license? I think a certificate is nice, but I think in my experience as an executive director, with our 400 coaches, we have a digital version, we have in person, and we also have a curriculum that we allow people to pull from. And as you know, it's difficult to get everyone on the same page, but could we entice people to do a higher certification, and let's say this group or our 501c3 subsidize that cost?
Yeah, you can, but I would say, to be honest, that this is probably the highest level of certification, not necessarily like that level roots, but you can, definitely merge both and entice them to do this and have the certificate, and then, through you guys as well too, having some grassroots level of licensing as well too.
Okay. Love it. When you talk about girl-specific topics, which I do love, we were about 50-50 boys and girls. We have a lot of people that are homeschooled. We do have a decent population that are LGBTQ plus trans. Is there any curriculum? Is there anything for other diverse groups that would be inclusive of not just females or males?
Yeah, that's where the counter in comes to. I would say we haven't dove too far into those little nuances like the LGBTQ specifically. And I know we don't want to separate anyone like that as well, because I know they're kind of in between the male and female as well too. But not too specific yet. We're doing new curriculums each season, so I'm sure we're going to branch into that specifically, especially the LGBTQ group as well too. But I'll say that's where more so the counter in comes in, because that's female specific as well too. And so if they feel comfortable diving into that, they do get licensing or certificates for that as well too, and that can help educate at least some folks on some of the things that girls are going through as well too.
Okay, awesome. 2 more questions and that's it. I know that there are some organizations here in Kansas City that use it. Like I said, specifically Maddie Rhodes, and I think they do a very good job on the east side of town. Historically, Black, Asian, and Latin population with a good refugee population blended in there. How many other groups, to your knowledge, take part in Soccer for Success in Kansas City?
Good question. I could look that up for you right now, honestly. That is our mission, to help, under-resourced and underserved, and specifically minorities as well too. Let me see, Kansas City. So we're partnered, actually, we have an award agreement with the Kansas City Public Schools, specifically the Bertram Carruthers Elementary School. So I'm probably butchered that name as well too. It's through the MLSPA. Let me see.
Through the Players Association.
Player Association, yeah. Kansas City Girls Prep Academy, another partner of ours as well too currently. Let's see who else.
Is Maddie Rhodes on there?
Like I said, Sporting Kansas City, but we have Kansas City Current from back in the day. Kansas City Physical Active Plan through Natalie. Oh, that's you, Natalie. Sorry. Kansas City World Cup Host Committee is a part of us as well too. The YMCA of Greater Kansas City, Boys and Girls Club of Greater Kansas City, Kansas City Community College, and the Police Athletic League of Kansas City.
Powell. Yep. Okay. Well, those are good numbers, and I'm sure there's probably some that probably need to be updated on that list. But no, that kind of gives us a good idea as well to reach and collaborate with some like-minded folks. Last one for you. How does this fit in with the Soccer Forward initiative that U.S. Soccer now has out to folks?
I would say, Soccer Forward is kind of brand new. We actually, obviously, we're the foundation of the federation. So essentially, long story short, we were a part of the federation, but now we branched off and we're doing our own thing. So Soccer Forward arose because they needed some form of foundation. So, Soccer Forward does some things that's very similar to us, but I wouldn't say it's anything too much of in conjunction right now. It's more so like 2 separate entities right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I appreciate you entertaining me with the questions. And again, sorry if they came off as
no worries, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
But yeah, awesome.
I appreciate those questions.
Obviously, it's critical that we get this right, and you're offering us an opportunity to partner with a group that has proven track record across the country and also in our city. So we really thank you for sharing your time and sharing the programs with us. I think that we feel like we're positioned to have a conversation with the World Cup team at some point with something of substance. And, you know, at times I struggle with what that would look like. It's not like I can't try to meet with the different people I know in Kansas City that have done soccer their whole lives, like Nick, and come up with a curriculum that might work, but might and could and maybes aren't really what the World Cup legacy, you know, that's not what they're interested in. And they don't want to see, you know, us grassroots muscle something together. They just won't. It's just not how they think or work. I think they would need a turnkey sense of confidence that this is something that could push. And that's my takeaway. I don't know, Nick, if you have anything, or Robin, Natalie.
So my
Natalie,
initial thought,
yeah, go ahead.
my initial thought, Bill, is just I think for us to circle as a group, you know, once we get off here with Hugh,
Okay.
and just talk through things, right? I mean, it's the connections, it's the collaboration,
Yeah.
it's hitting these timelines, you know, and the World Cup is 34 days out.
Sure.
So I
Yeah.
think timing is very important, because once the tournament starts, people in the soccer world will be in a black hole here for a little bit, just getting stuff done. So yeah, I think it's putting our minds together and saying, yes, we're in at this point, or pausing and kicking it down the road a little bit.
Okay.
Like I
That's
said,
good.
you guys have some time too. We're looking to start after July 1st anyways, and I know most schools probably start in the August timeframe too. So it's more so about the 12-week duration. So even if that starts in like September and goes into, you know, later October, November, that works with us too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much, Hugh. We have you recorded. We'll share it out to the group of people that wanted to be here and couldn't. You know, we normally have about 2 or 3 more people that join us on this call. So unfortunately, they couldn't be here. Our hope was to have a lot more people, but like I said, people get busy. So
Of course, no. So I guess next up, I'll wait to hear back from you guys, whether that's through the mentorship training or through the after school. It could be both as well too. Not because it is free mentorship, we could do that almost at any point as well too, kind of in between or during your school after school seasons as well too. So you have my contact, you have my information. Definitely reach out, and like I said, we would love to bring this to you guys and keep our momentum going.
okay, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for your time. You
Thank
guys have a
you.
good rest of your day.
Yep.
Of course.
Cool.
Bye.
All right. Whoops, sorry. Natalie's got a few other things. And we can chat here too. We can stop recording too if we want to do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Since we only have 9 minutes left, I might just send out like a scheduling email to try to meet as a small group again.
Yeah, let's make it a coffee, but not a coffee, like a Zoom coffee or something. Like we used to do, where we would give ourselves a couple weeks and then get back together. Or maybe we need to get together sooner. I don't know. I'd love to hear what you think, Nick.
Sorry, guys, I'm driving and trying to tuck and do everything else. Yeah, I think it probably is. I mean, if we want to spend a couple minutes here chatting, I think we can. But I think you're right. You know, get a coffee, get the group together, all these things. You know, I'm glad you asked, Bill, right? Because in essence, they give you the blueprint and they say, hey, go do it. It is intensive heavy. It is my understanding that Matty Rhodes takes in about $1 million a year. So